Hey YouTube. Alright, so it's Thursday. Today I am going to be working on the exhaust on the 07 and getting this rear manifold back on. And either today or tomorrow, the computer from Daniel Smut should be coming in for the 06. So I'm hoping today, but maybe tomorrow. But today I'm going to be putting the rear manifold back on since I got the flex pipe swapped out with the other rear manifold. So hopefully this goes in there nice and doesn't give me any issues. And hopefully everything still fits up like it's supposed to. And so I've got the ratchet strap back on. Got it ratcheted forward as far as I can get it to go. So I just got to squeeze this manifold back in here and line her up with the downpipe and be good to go. So I'm going to try to record as much as I can for you guys, but it's probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But I'm going to set you guys up right here on the cowl panel on the hood and on the windshield there. And it's probably not going to be the best view, but I don't have a stand right now, so it's just what I'm going to have to do. So stay tuned, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to have to jack up the car and get underneath there and put a pry bar in the V-band right there and try to pry it up a little bit, because right now it's hitting on the rack and pinion, and then right underneath that is the sway bar. So I'm caught. I really need another set of hands, but I don't have anyone over here to help me right now, so I'm going to try to ratchet strap this one more time forward. Got a little bit more, not much. Give me a little bit more room. I'm still going to have to go underneath though. I'm hitting right here. I don't want to mess up these wires or any of this harness. And it's hitting the AC line right there, or that power steering line. Or what is that, a brake line? Yeah, that's a brake line. Now I'm hitting in a few spots, and the V-band's hitting on the steering rack down there. And then right underneath that is the sway bar. And I know I had to pry it around the sway bar both times whenever I installed them on, well, no, whenever I installed them on the black car. Because whenever I installed them on this, I dropped the whole subframe and put the motor and trans on with the headers on and then set it up in there. So it's a lot easier doing it on the black car with the motor and trans already in. I mean, yeah, it's a tight fit getting this in, but it's totally doable. You just gotta ratchet this forward enough. And I still don't think I am, because I think whenever I was working on it the other day, I had that drip thing touching the fans. So I'm probably gonna have to go a little bit farther forward to get that in there. So I'm gonna do that and I'll come back to you guys. Alright YouTube, well, I almost forgot I was gonna wrap the rear header, so I pulled it back out. I got it wrapped. So I got enough for the front and hopefully for the crossover, but I only got one more strap, so I'm probably just going to do the crossover pipe whenever I get there. So it is what it is, but I'm going to try to get this rear header back down in here now, and hopefully it fits down in there good. because I'm ready to get this thing back together and I'm ready to drive this thing again. So I'm gonna not waste any time because it's gonna be dark soon. So I'm just gonna get this in here and I'll come back to you guys once it's in. Well, you guys, I'm still fighting this shit. I don't know, it's been like at least a couple hours. It's getting dark. But I did pull the header back out. I got it wrapped in the heat wrap. The O2 sensor would not thread all the way in, so I had to drill out a piece on the inside and use this what is this, a thread chaser, I believe is what they called it, O2 bone thread chaser. So got that done, threads in nicely now all the way by hand, so that's ready to go. I pulled off this front coil to give me a little bit more clearance to ratchet the engine forward, and it's just as far as it can possibly go pretty much. I even took off this other motor mount because it was hitting the bracket right here where the dog bone goes through on the coil pack bracket, and that coil pack was hitting a little bit right there. See it right there, but it was hitting on this radiator mount bracket, so I pulled it off to give a little more clearance. I pulled the motor mount bracket off to give a little more clearance. I've got it as far forward as I can get it, and it's still fighting me, and it's just a pain in the ass trying to get it done by myself. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little update. I know it's been at least a couple hours. I've had this thing in and out like 4 to 5 times. And I've been underneath the car and out like 30 times. Trying to get this thing right, and just can't seem to get it. So I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to give up for the night or not. I'm really trying to get this thing back together. So I'm going to get back to it, and I'll keep you guys updated. Hey YouTube, so it's Thursday. So I've been working on this since I got off work around 5 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. And so I finally got a rear header in with the new flex pipe welded on. And I had to pull off the front manifold and the crossover pipe and ratchet strap this all the way forward. Had to pull off my bottom coil, undo all my wires, take this mounts completely off, and ratchet as far forward as I could to be able to get it back down in place. But I got it down in there, got the O2 sensor on, then put the front manifold on. Well, no, once I got the rear on, I got it bolted up in place, but it wasn't tight. Slid in the crossover pipe, then kind of maneuvered this front in here at an angle. I'll show you with this one. I just kind of went in at an angle like this, and then swooped it around and stuck the end of the collector head into the crossover pipe, and then kind of set it into place through the gasket between there. Got the bolts in. So it went back together pretty decently. I'm happy with it. Put a brand new clamp on it just to be sure. Put the factory metal gaskets on. God, I'm pretty sure this is everything's back together except for getting the V-band on, connecting these down underneath. Oh, look at there. It's gonna go together so nice. Got me a brand new ZZP O2 extension harness. It was like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. So I got that. So far everything's coming together pretty nicely. But then I've also this fitting on transmission. I don't know if you can Yeah, this fitting on this line right here is leaking. And the whole fitting right there broke. Both of them is leaking. That one over there is worse. The fitting broke when I was messing with it, so I got this pin here catching the fluid. See how much fluid it's lost. Oh, that rag's soaking up most of it. But yeah, it's been dripping. So yeah, before I can even drive it now, I've got to fix that stupid line down there. But it's nice. The exhaust is all back together, minus the V-band having to go on. But man, it's pretty much everything's back together now. I need to do an oil change again, just to be sure. But man, it is finally coming together. I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm glad it finally went back together. I'm pretty sure the EGR flange right down there is still gonna leak, but it's alright for now. I can always get to that and put another gasket in there, maybe a thicker gasket. But man, I'm happy with how it's turning out. So now I just gotta get this line on for the transmission fitting, and probably just gonna end up having to do the trans cooler and get all the fitting adapters and everything in there, so that way it's not too bad and it won't leak anymore. I'm stoked though. Looks good. So, and then yeah, so this car, I finally got my tuned computer in from Daniel Smuts, and I don't know if it's an issue because this is an 06 base model with a top swap, and it's got an 04 GTP harness. It had, the computer I sent him was an 07 GT supercharged computer, and that car had ABS and this car doesn't, and I'm pretty sure the 04 I got the harness out of did. It had ABS. There's just a lot of differences whenever I plug in the 07, the supercharged computer that Daniel tuned for me and reprogrammed my VIN to, so it would run my car. Like, I can start the car and it'll sit here and idle and run, and it runs great. But as soon as I put it in drive and try to go, it says lean and wants to die. And then it's throwing codes for the map sensor and for all this random codes, multiple misfire and cylinder 3 misfire. And I've done everything I could think of. I pulled the fuel rail off, cleaned all the injectors, I'm running Lucas through it. I changed the coils, the ignition control modules, put brand new spark plugs again. I swapped out wires with another set of plug wires I had. I mean, I've done everything I could think of over the last week trying to get this thing to run right. And now that I've got the Lucas running through there, it runs really good. Like, it ran great for like 2 days. Check engine light never came on. It wasn't until I got on it hard on the highway, and you know, because it was running so well, I wanted to test it out. And this is still on the NA tune, because with the 07 tune it just dies. And so I put the factory computer back in, and it runs well. It just had the cylinder 3 misfire, and now running Lucas through it and cleaning out the fuel rail and spraying out the injectors and all that. Now it's actually running really well. It's only once I drive it for a while and I get on it, then it starts misfiring because its system's too rich. That's what the check engine light came on for earlier. So now it's not lean, it's not misfire on cylinder 3. It's just random multiple misfire, system rich. So I don't know, I'm trying to get the 07 going and get it together so I can drive it. And I'm gonna put the Grand Am wheels on this for now and put the 20s back on that car. while I have this one sitting, and I'm going to pull this computer out and just send it to Daniel and have him just tune this one for everything that's here, because I know this computer runs the car well. My fuel gauge works correctly. Another thing with the 07 supercharged computer, my gas gauge reads backwards, so when I have a quarter tank it reads 3/4. Whenever it's completely full it reads empty. It's like it reads completely backwards from my 06 NA computer. And I don't know, I'm not for sure if it's the harness or what, but it all seems to work with this computer. So I'm just gonna send him this computer and have him tune this one once I get the 07 going. So I'm not for sure if I'm gonna use this downpipe or the one that's still bolted on the car currently. Eventually I'm probably gonna go with that one because it has more stainless on it than the one that's on the car, but it's cool. It's getting there. I'm happy with it. But I made a lot of progress today and really over the last couple weeks on both the cars. But it's getting there. I think I still got one more bracket, the supercharger brace. Yeah, supercharger brace right there. Has to go on. And that's, yeah, just a supercharger brace. That's it. So, I'm in the V-band. Man, I'm ready to hear these mufflers again. I haven't heard them in so long. I haven't heard this thing run in like 2 or 3 weeks. But, alright, this has been my update for today, you guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good night. Alright, you guys, so I just got everything back together. The V-band is on. I broke one. I don't think it's on all the way. I was kind of fighting it. But there's my brand new O2 extension harness. Clamp is on. Everything seems good. So, I know for sure the transmission line is still bad. So I can't really drive it. But I at least want to start this thing up. Ooh, it has been a while. Hold on. Ooh. Oh yeah, dumping fluid. Yeah, time to kill it. All right. There she runs. So now I just gotta fix this tranny cooler line. Damn. Oh yeah, I about overfilled that bucket. That was just empty a minute ago. That was a lot of fluid. Oopsie daisies. Well, that'll be something for tomorrow. Ah, man. Ooh, some bright fogs. LEDs. Man. Was that header wrap burning off? I know header wrap burned. Almost looks like it's a header wrap, but I can't tell. But alright, well, it's all together. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'll get that tranny cooler line fixed. I'm gonna be able to drive this thing. So I'm gonna get all my stuff picked up. I have to drive this thing to work again tomorrow. I'm gonna get all this stuff picked up and loaded up in the car, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when I get off work. Alright, hey YouTube. So it's the next day. Just got off work. Got over here to my mom's. I'm working on this cooler lines. So what I got going on here is, you can see this cooler line just split. I don't know if you can really see it right there, but yeah, it just split. And then I'm pulling this one out. I've got these new fittings with the trans cooler to go to 10 AN. So I'm gonna get all these put on, and I'm gonna get these pulled out. I just got this clip out of this other line up here, so I just gotta pull this out. I made me a makeshift drain pan out of an old gas can. Just cut the top off. So I'm about to pull this line out real quick. Let this fluid drain. What the fuck? Alright guys, well, my phone stopped recording. Alright, so I've got both of the old fittings out. They're both right here. And the fittings themselves, there's nothing wrong with them. The fittings look good. I think it was just these old lines I had on. But anyways, so I pulled out the fittings for the AN lines, and the thread they're way too small. They don't even fit in the holes the right way. So I don't know what to do. I'm just stuck right now. So I'm probably gonna have to go get some more cooler lines from the salvage yard or something to just replace these temporarily so I can drive the car. It looks like the rear main seal's leaking. I got oil dripping down off my starter all over everything down here, and the car's been sitting for like a month, so it's gotta be rear main leaking. So that's awesome. This motor and shit gets to come back out. Motor and shit in the black car gets to come out. My luck is just not going good. The last month since I wrecked the truck and lost the 97 GTP and the car dolly and everything. So my luck has just been really bad. Just one thing after another. Shit just keeps going wrong. Just one more fucking thing. After 2 weeks of fighting this exhaust, finally got it together. The fucking cooler line. Completely forgot about it. I don't have another one. So, I don't know what to do. That's a fuel pressure regulator. It's AC lines. Brake line. Headlights. Got a bunch of stuff in that box and this ice chest. I don't see any cooler lines though. If anybody needs any Grand Am or Grand Prix parts, I got a lot of stuff. Like, make some good deals, especially if you're local and you can come pick it up. Got a bunch of front brake calipers, like 4, 2 left, 2 right, 1 rear, and 2 brackets for the rear. And I got this whole Series 3 NA 3800 top end. The heads. That's all the rest of the parts. There's the exhaust manifolds. This is the windshield washer fluid reservoir. It's like brand new, just needs a motor. Some more Grand Am headlights and tail lights. Some more Grand Am stuff. We got 1 Grand Prix door panel. That's all the Ram Air Grand Am stuff. Grand Am steering column with the airbag. 3/4 water pump. Brake booster. There's a brake booster, a master cylinder, and another good master cylinder. So I think those 2 are off the Grand Prix, and this one with this booster is off the Grand Am. Got some couple front wheel bearings and a rear wheel bearing. I've got a lot of parts in here, some airbags, a whole bunch of plastics and stuff. Got some rear Grand Am door panels. Got this Grand Prix hood. It's got this little bit of damage. I mean, it's decent size, but it was like that whenever I got the car. But oh yeah, I got some fuel tanks down here. That one's a Grand Am. Those 2 are Grand Prix, or no. This one up top's Grand Am, the one on the very bottom's Grand Am, and this one in the middle without a pump in it is a Grand Prix tank with all the smog shit. So, well, I got a whole bunch of parts. If you need any parts, you can hit me up. I'll make you a good deal on them. I need to get rid of some stuff, so. But yeah, I'm not seeing any more cooler lines. I think I used them on the 3/8 swapped Impala. So now I'm just beat. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. It's my scrap pile. No cooler lines in there. It's always something, I swear. Between these 2 cars, it's killing me. I haven't even touched a Grand Am in like a couple months. It's just still in storage. $125 a month. Just to sit there. But, I don't know. I'm going to try to figure something out with this cooler lines, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, you guys, so just got back from AutoZone, or from O'Reilly's, my bad. I went and got both brand new lines. AutoZone only had 1 of them in stock, and it was in Oklahoma City, and they couldn't have it until tomorrow morning. And the other one, they had to order, and they weren't going to have it until next Tuesday. So I called O'Reilly's, and they had both of them in stock. It was like 55 bucks with tax for both of them. So I'm about to start getting these old ones all the way out. I've got to remove this bolt down here below these grounds. Right there on that silver bracket. I believe that's a 15 millimeter. I gotta remove that bolt so I can take that bracket off. I gotta come over here. I gotta pull these pins, these little clips out of both these lines on this side. Get these lines out. That way I can get these lines put in. So I'm gonna get underneath and start getting these old lines out, and I'll come back to you when I'm under the car. Alright you guys, so I just got the new cooler lines all installed. And all the way back over to the other side of the radiator. And then up here into the trans. So I'm about to start this and see if it leaks. I got it topped off with fluid. I put in a whole gallon jug over there. It's on the little over the full mark right now, but I know once I start it, it's got to go through the cooler lines and everything. So trans leak. Good. Nice. Got a little bit of smoking going on. It's gotta be that header wrap. Not a huge fan of this header wrap. I mean, I wanted it on there, but not if it's gonna be smoking like that. Good, there's no leak, just smoking like a motherfucker. God damn. how good it sounded with the mufflers on it. Stuff has a weird smell to it. I hear a vacuum leak somewhere. Man, I'm ready to go drive this thing. Woo! Excited. Sit here and let this thing run and idle for a bit. Warm up. So I know my phone's a piece of crap. Has shitty camera quality. I'm about to get a new camera, so bear with me, guys. Man, it sounded so good. It's running good. Great. I think when I have some V-bands loaded on this crossover back there, but for now, good. Ooh, I can't wait to drive this thing. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pick up all my tools and stuff and put everything up, and I'll come back to you before I go drive. There we go. Pretty happy with it. It's finally together. Got new transmission cooler lines on. No more transmission leaks. Man, it's coming together. So, Well, hey guys, it's Monday morning. I'm on my way to work. This thing, sick. Man, I love it. It's running so good. Still got a couple leaks I gotta fix in the exhaust, but man, it's running so much better. My check engine light keeps coming on for the upstream O2 sensor. So I'm gonna have to get another O2 sensor. They're turning. I'm getting out of this turn. Man, I love this car. Trans temp, 51 degrees outside. Alright guys, I'll come back to you whenever I get off work and give you another update. Alright dude, cold start. Gotta get some power steering fluid. It's low. Ooh. Yeah, everything's going pretty good so far. The car's been driving really well since I got the exhaust pack on. It does still have a couple of leaks, but it's getting there. I'm really happy with it. Thing's pretty quick. Alright, you guys, I'm on my way to work. It's gonna be a good day today. I can feel it. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm gonna do my next video. I'm still working on the Black Grand Prix. I've got to send the NA computer back to Daniel Smuts because the tune computer for the 06, it's just not working right. It's a junkyard computer. It could have had other issues with it, and it's just not working correctly for me, for my car. So I talked to him. He's gonna tune my factory NA computer, and hopefully I won't have any issues with that one like I'm having with this junkyard one. So all I can really do is send it to him and let him tune it and get it back and see what the difference is, see if it runs any better and if it still stalls out. But the 07 is running great. So the only check engine light code it throws is for the O2 sensor, low voltage. So runs great. Damn, I love it. But alright guys, I'm gonna get off here and drive to work, and it's probably going to be the end of this video. So like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the builds, and appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good day.